the worst moments of our life.
Hey girl, hey, that's bad.
So speaking of like worst ever experiences.
That is the worst ever.
I don't feel so good.
And that was my worst audition ever.
How bad can it be?
And we feel that pain is best served funny. Welcome to Worst Ever
Welcome
Podcast.
to the Worst Ever Podcast with your worst ever host, worst ever, Christine Lakin.
Hi, I'm Christine Lakin.
I'm Alaa Khalid.
You're wearing your sparkly, I would say this is sort of your
Black
glam
tie event.
mask? Black tie event
Well,
mask.
this is like a black tie. I have a 100% silk mask that I got also that I wear for like with a tuxedo and stuff. I
like
think
it.
I'm trying to make masks fun, Christine.
I know, I
So
appreciate Oh, by the way, I have a great idea. You have to
Okay.
help me with it because you're really good with like the iron-ons and the, and like printing things on masks and onesies and stuff. So when I go back to work at the Goldbergs, I was thinking like, what's like something dumb and fun that I could just do to, just keep the mood light because we're
Right.
going to be like in full hazmat-y pandemic looking
Right.
stuff. What if over the last 8 years that I've worked there as a director and a choreographer, I have all these like random funny pictures, with the kids when they were really young, with like the different episodes we've done. What if I get different masks for every day printed with like a different fun picture?
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Joya for you and buy you
Okay.
the plain masks. They have them in different colors, plain cotton. They're great masks, and that way I can get them wholesale. So we'll get a
Okay.
bunch of those. This is my protest mask.
I like that one very much.
Mhm.
Very good.
Then I have my workout mask, which is just like jersey,
Oh yeah.
very soft.
You'll be using that next
This-
week.
This is like a gardening, let's say, hayride.
Yeah. For all your pandemic hayride needs.
Okay. This is also
It's like a
just for a
bandana.
picnic.
Oh, a gingham. I
Mhm.
love a gingham.
This is for like a really dressy white party.
Sure.
Okay.
Who doesn't want to go to a
This is-
dressy white party?
This is for rodeos.
Yes. Red bandana. Love it.
This is for like a night on the town to see the stars.
Oh, wow. Now, did you get
Mhm.
all of these masks downtown?
Yeah, I enjoy it because I get them wholesale. I got you this one, which I got to give you. It's a sequin leopard.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's very Lisa Rinna.
And I got the camo. Yeah. And some of them come with filters like this to put in. And so,
Yeah, I have some of those too. That's great.
Yeah. I'm all about the masks.
I love it. You're making pandemics fun.
Yeah.
That should be your
That's all I've been
catchphrase.
doing. Making
Speaking-
pandemic fun.
Yeah,
And saving lives one antibody at a time.
that's right. Oh, so speaking of your antibodies,
Go
the
ahead.
fact that you've had yours now for 5 months, there's somebody that Brandon works with, and
Go
she
ahead.
had COVID in the beginning in March, just got
So
it
did I.
again.
No.
Yes, her husband works somewhere, I don't know, that's quite risky. I'm not sure where. And he got it, brought it home. They both have it now. Again, for the second time.
Is it a milder case for
Yes.
them?
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, that's why, like, I'm getting tested again, not tomorrow, but the day after.
Okay.
Not for antibodies, but for COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just do it every 2 weeks or so. I like
How
to
do you
test.
keep getting I'm curious how
I
you
just
keep
I
getting,
just go on the website and then I do the drive-through.
for antibodies?
No, I'm doing for COVID.
Oh,
I'm checking the COVID too. I got to be safe. I've gone
I
to like a
understand.
happy hour in a yard and whatever, even though I go to the grocery store all the time. That's like my time out is the grocery store. And I'm around, certain people I'm around that are elderly and I want to make sure that I'm safe no matter what,
understand.
even if I have the antibodies or not. So I just want to, and then I'll get the antibody test on September 3rd, when I do the Red Cross donation.
because they just want to make sure that they're still in there.
Yeah, they do it while you're there.
And you get your results right then and there, or you get them after?
No, they're going to go, they'll take the plasma anyways. And then,
Okay. Right. Yeah. I mean, I can't expect just because you have them that I have them. We have different bodies, but you know, I think there's probably still some resistance to something.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm getting my sleep study tonight. I'm really nervous about.
Are you? Why are
Well,
you
because
nervous?
I'm going to be because I'm going to be sleeping in a strange place. I'm going to be wired up, you know, head to toe with wires and things.
Wow.
Apparently, it's like a hotel room. I don't know if there's TV, so I have to bring my phone and watch my direct TV on my phone if they don't, because tonight is 90 Day Fiance, happily ever, 90 Day Fiance the other way, you know, and I don't want to miss that.
No, you can't.
So I just, you know, I fall asleep to TV.
I see. That's supposed to be really bad for you.
Well, lots of things are bad for me, so I'm still doing it. I'm on my
Chantix.
5th cup of coffee.
Girl, 5th cup of coffee. You know what I realized? I always get through about half a cup because it gets cold and then I'm out the door and then with the kids. So I have one mug and I like nurse it all day.
Well, I made a nice coffee for this and I'm already halfway through waiting on you because you were late.
Okay, calm down. My son was having issues. All right, we have two very special guests today.
Who are they? I don't even know who
pod.
we're doing today. We have so many pods today. I don't even know where we're at.
So today, speaking of catchphrases, we have my friend Jodie Sweetin, who you guys know from Full House, Fuller House, Hollywood Darlings, and her podcast partner, Celia Behar. They have a podcast called Never Thought I'd Say This, which I have also been a guest on. Lots of funny parental stories.
They've never had me on, which is so weird.
Well, you can get into it with them. They're here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and admit them. And then you can start, you know, doing what you do, which is mostly just antagonizing our guests.
Okay, this is going to be a shit show.
Welcome to the podcast, Jodie and Celia. You're in bed together. This I love.
We are. Yeah, we figured it was easier to do it this way since
we've already
cross-contaminated. I was going to say crossbred, but that's a whole other meaning.
Cross-pollinated?
Cross-contaminated our pods.
Yes.
Which also sounds rather disgusting. But
yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Good. Oh, I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing you two in bed together. It's like a nice snuggle. Alaa and I.
He's not a snuggler.
A, I'm not a snuggler, and B, get off of me. Don't touch me. Get off of me.
Wait, hold on. Just everyone calm down for a second. Why are you guys together, first of all?
Because
be fucking honest. Because she wanted to see my new dog. That's why. She was like, I just missed you, and we're so much funnier when we're in the same room. That was an actual text, by the way. And then she got here, and she was like, okay, I'm going to be real. Like, I love both of you. She wanted to come see Mascot, too. She's like, I love both of you guys, but I really want to see the dog.
Yeah.
And
what kind of dog is it?
100% knew that. She is a Husky German Shepherd cattle mix. She's a big girl.
She is the prettiest,
but she's so
fluffiest mush ball.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When you have a Husky, this is like common knowledge for dog people. Huskies are chick magnets, friend magnets, child magnets. They're the most beautiful dogs. And everyone's like, oh my God, can I pet your dog? Can I put my hands on your dog? But owning that kind of dog, let's get into that. So how's the hair factor?
What?
How's that going for your OCD?
So much, there's just so much dog hair. But I knew when the day we brought her home in the van, and the floor of it was like just covered in dog, and I just looked at it and I was like, it's a really good fucking thing. You're cute. It's a really good thing. You're cute.
Wait, these people that don't know.
We bought mint rollers at the store yesterday, though, and I need to get I have a Dyson. Okay. I need to get a Furminator, which apparently is also very handy.
What is that? Is that the thing that the brush?
It's the thing. It's like, I think it vacuums the dog, sort of.
It has like bristles.
Right. Yeah.
So one of those.
I think I saw one of those on the HSN.
I just bought a Roomba and an air purifier because my allergies suck anyway. And now I wake up in the morning. Poor Mescal the other night had to suffer through me snoring like a chainsaw to the point where he was like, I'm going to go sleep downstairs.
I'm getting Jodie, I'm getting a sleep study
tonight. I was an asshole. So, what?
I'm getting a sleep study tonight for the snoring.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to check in at 9:45 p.m.
Oh boy. Now, do they give you like meds or anything, or do they just want to see how you normally sleep?
They want to see how you normally sleep, but they said if you need to bring something like just like a sleeping agent, you can. I'll probably bring a gummy.
Right.
And asked them before, but I like went ahead and I'm supposed to be starting Chantix. So I'm starting it tomorrow because it causes insomnia and nightmares and depression and possible suicidal tendencies. So I'm gonna wait so I get a clean read. And hopefully I'll be alive for the results. And then so I'm just want to check it all out because we had the COVID, Christine and I, so Right. And just so we can let the audience know, we have done a podcast with Jodie and Celia before, and Christine fucked up and did not record it.
No, actually, I did record it. It never recorded to the cloud. Like it never showed up. And I wasn't the only one. Apparently that was like a thing that happened on Zoom, and there were tons of complaints about people not having their recordings. So unfortunately,
that's why you that, Christine. Save to the
and one of the major questions that I'm going to ask you again for that podcast that didn't record was, Jodie, how do you feel about Christine single-handedly getting Hollywood Darlings canceled?
I mean, I don't think that I would entirely blame Christine. Not entirely, mostly, but not entirely.
How is this rumor even you're the worst. Stop making this a thing. Okay. I think we all know it was Beverly Mitchell's fault. I'm kidding.
Stole something from Crafty to take home is what it was.
The table.
The table, right, yes, the table. Right.
I need this table.
And then Celia, other question for Celia real quick. Are you related to Joy Behar?
No, I really wish I was. I mean, it's just such a bummer. If she was my mom, my life would be just so different. But my mom is an insane person that keeps a baby doll at her table in its own chair and named it Little Murray. And
she sends me pictures of Little Murray. So
oh wow,
for her birthday.
Oh wow.
For her birthday, I got her very own version of a Little Murray. It's a little Myrna. Little Myrna.
That's what I'm calling her.
Yeah.
Little
It's
Myrna.
a creepy ass fucking. One of the things that I got her, along with lifts for her shoes because she has osteoporosis and is shrinking.
You do?
Yes. I've shrunk half an inch.
Yeah, so I got her an inch lift just to overcompensate.
Yeah.
For the denim length, for their pant length and all that, so it's all the same?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I've had them in my sneakers. They're really comfortable, and they are certainly helping my sciatica because I'm apparently 80 fucking years old all of a sudden.
I thought they were a joke. I didn't think she'd actually use them. I'm really impressed.
They're
I'm so glad I bought you these.
That fucking great.
Do you really have osteoporosis?
I really do. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That sucks.
It does suck.
You need the Sally Field bone density pills.
I need a lot of things, Christine.
What? Why do I feel like Celia's got a lot going on today?
I'm so tired, and until I showed up, I was like, Jodie, I slept in full makeup. I was like, fuck it.
Oh, you spent the night there?
Put on makeup. No, I was at my boyfriend's.
Oh.
I was at
and her boyfriend is not me. Let me just make that very clear.
Right.
Just to be very crystal clear.
And it's not my boyfriend. She has her own.
I have my own boyfriend.
She has her own boyfriend at a separate location.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like a lot has happened during COVID for you two. Number one, Jodie got her boyfriend from the East Coast, so he's there now.
I mean, I didn't mail order him.
I was going to say, he was
I know. Like, what did you ship him?
Well, finally.
He's not from Amazon.
No.
He finally moved out.
Or Wayfair, for that matter. No, he came at the end of June, so it's been over a month now, and it's just been wonderful. And yeah,
great.
We just dog last week once he was like feeling a little more settled and stuff. So yeah, that was a big change though, but it's been really nice.
He's adjusted to the California lifestyle.
He's from California. He grew up here.
Oh, he is?
New York for like 5 years. Yeah, he went moved back there for some work and then wound up going back to school and getting his master's in social work and stuff.
Oh, great.
So
He went to high school with Lisa.
Oh, yeah,
My friend Lisa. Selena Lisa.
Oh, Selena Lisa, the one who murdered Selena?
No. My friend
She
my
looks like-
friend Lisa. Yeah.
She looks like, if you ever watched the Selena movie, or if you ever seen the news clips of the woman who killed Selena, she looks just like her. So when they were doing, what was that musical things you guys used to do, Christine?
I did not say that.
Well, okay, yeah. So I did not say this, but the theater company that Brandon and I met in, Lisa was also in, and we used to do these musicals that were mashups of Shakespeare and popular music. So it was like Much Ado Brothers About Nothing, Romeo Hall and Juliet Oates, Saturday Night, I don't remember, Midsummer Fever Night Dream, I don't know, whatever. But the one,
Anyway.
but then Alaa always said,
because the shows were amazing, and I was like, you have got to do Selena-Medea. So it would be the Selena. The story is like perfect for Medea, and the music, and then she looks like her, and there's a girl in the troupe that looks like Selena. It was like, this is amazing.
but then every time he saw Lisa, like at my house, he's like, oh my God, he would just continually pitch this. And finally she was like, can you stop? I don't want to be known as the person.
Making people uncomfortable wherever.
Yes.
But she did look like the murderer.
Okay. I
Just
mean,
to be clear, but everybody wants to hear that. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Every time you see them once a year.
Right.
Well, and then on the other side, Celia going strong with her boyfriend, who I have also known forever.
yeah, and we saw
Kind of in the same, not the same theater company, but a lot of the same crossover people.
Well, and Christine, your husband is the therapist, and my boyfriend is the therapist, so we have sort of that. Yeah.
And I'm also-
Exactly.
She's
And you're
yeah.
also a therapist.
Almost
It's just
like
all
we need
happening.
Therapy. It's as though we
think?
need help in our lives that we've attracted people.
So Dustin and I went over and social distanced outside with Christine and Brandon the other day. It was so funny.
It was nice.
I feel like it was like 4 of us were together for like maybe a half hour, and then the 2
Yeah.
of them were like, bye, and like just, and then it was like,
And then we just hung out.
Yeah,
I was like,
right.
did we need to invite them?
not
We could have just hung out, honestly. I mean, they're great and all.
What
but
did you
we could just hung out.
serve, Christine?
We did it late after the kids were already in bed, so we just had drinks. Everyone kind of brought their own drinks. Although Dustin brought this very suspect drink over. So they had, well, you'll have to tell your story of your road trip.
Moonshine?
They got an RV and went with Celia's 2 girls and did like a long road trip up the coast of California into Oregon, which, by the way, I'm very impressed that everyone didn't kill each other. They had multiple issues. It kind of started to sound a little Chevy Chase Vacation to me with the things that were happening to that RV. But anyway, he got this raspberry wine that if you've ever had Boone's Farm, this is
I'm
like,
gonna throw up. I'm throwing up just thinking about it.
It's
But-
terrible.
so he gives it to us. He's like, just try it. We're like trying to be polite. We're like, And he goes, no. Now I'm going to make it really good. And then he like cracked open like a Miller Lite and just he was like, see, you have to just put it with some Miller Lite. Now it's like an effervescent, delicious drink. And I was like, I mean, less bad.
Wait, why did he put it Miller Lite? Did he get a bunch of free Miller Lite for doing this Miller Lite commercial?
No, it was actually, but let's just say that it was Miller Lite because he's doing a Miller Lite commercial,
yes.
but I don't think it's actually, but it's fine. Let's say it was because
It was Coors. Go ahead.
Right. I mean, I'm judging him on both accounts.
But he's,
but
but he's doing a Miller Lite commercial, so let's pretend that's what it is. He's doing one right
I mean,
now.
he's not endorsing them. He can drink whatever the fuck
I'm
he
sure.
wants.
I think it was
Right.
Coors, but he.
But that's how it works.
That's something like that, yeah. Or Bud.
Oh God.
I don't know, it's bad. I make fun of him for his
Oh.
beer all the time. But yes, he decided that it tasted better if you, first of all, that raspberry wine is disgusting. It's like the sweetest, it's like
It's
alcoholic
gross.
raspberry jam.
It's like
that's
Alizé.
what you're-
It's like Alizé.
Oh,
It's really
I
bad.
hate an
Like
Alizé.
Alizé.
Oh,
Like
boy.
it's so bad. Also, I did drink it for breakfast once on the road trip. No joke. Because it was that.
That's fine.
But
Yeah.
what? But why? Why would
Yeah,
you buy?
but
What? What made you buy it in the first place?
Because we went, the last stop we made, the last night that we stayed in a place was at this place, Casa de Fruta. And I just have to say it
That's
like that.
a dirty word in Spanish, by the way.
I know.
Fruta in Spanish is whore, isn't it?
Fruta.
Oh. Oh.
Also fruits.
I think so. I'm like, what? You went to a whorehouse?
I said that so many times to make myself laugh until finally, like, Harper, who understood, was like, Mom, stop. You have to stop saying that. I was like, fine. But yes, you want to say that. But it's at the bottom of an orchard that they own, and it's, like, all spread out, and it was really nice. And there was this huge, like, farmer's market-y thing there. And you could buy, like, fresh produce from their orchard and all this stuff, and they make these different
disgusting wine.
Disgusting raspberry wine. And
You
it was
really should have purchased something else.
well, also
like
we got a ton of
a
stuff.
you know,
But it was also
some sort
two
of decorative
for one.
item made out of dried raspberries.
We got
perhaps.
a
Or
lot of
just
that.
raspberries.
But there was also 2 for 1, so he bought 2 bottles. Of
Oh,
it.
great.
So
Oh, well, he got a
That's
deal.
when you know it's good, when it's 2 for 1.
exactly. Oh,
Right.
and it was like $4.
If you can buy one bottle of wine and another one for a penny, or for free,
I think it was
They're
$4
trying to get rid
a
of the
bottle. Like, no joke. It was really fucking bad, but it was pretty good with breakfast that morning. I will say that. But
Okay,
yeah, so,
second question to this subject. What made him put the beer in the wine? Like, what? How do you like? Where? Oh, I'll
I think
try
he
it
was
with
just trying to
beer.
make it
Yeah.
better.
yeah, probably what she said. Listen, I've been with Dustin now for 9 months. I think after month 2, I gave up questioning why Dustin does fucking anything, and I just kind of am like,
I'm
all
still
right.
stuck on the fact that he drinks like Coors Light.
oh, it's
and stuff.
disgusting.
Like,
get
I
so
Let's see.
love-
I love white trash beer. I love white trash beer.
He's got a beard. He's a musician. I feel like he would be.
An
I would.
IPA
I
drinker?
feel like he would be more of a person I'd be judging for being like a hipster with his fucking beer than.
No, I like white trash canned beer too. Where did he grow up?
Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, that's
right.
why.
No,
Yeah.
I can't get him to like good beer. And also, Brandon was drinking Coors Light. And Dustin knew he'd have it because he's like, he you know, bro drinks it with me. I'm like, God, fine.
Well, Brandon, let's be clear. Brandon has his favorite beers, but he's not that discerning. Yeah, I'll drink that.
yeah, that's about where Dustin's at. But it was really
Jodie,
out for the time that we did.
That was really fun. And we probably made Harper very jealous, which I know you get a lot of enjoyment out of.
I really do. Like to. My oldest daughter is obsessed with Christine, so I sent her a picture yesterday of Christine taking it, and you can see me behind, and she's like, ah! She gets salt. She just loves her. So
I was like, tell her this picture's for her. Oh yeah, and you were there too. I have had, I don't know about you guys, but the amount of things that have broken, gone wrong, like during this COVID time, I mean, I feel like it is more than usual and very strange. Our podcast. Okay. That was one of the first things.
right?
My engagement ring broke. The emerald came out.
No.
Yes.
Did you find the emerald?
Thank
Did
God
you
I
find
did. Yes, but I was in the shower. It's an antique, right? But I looked down in the shower and I thought it was like one of George's, like, I thought it was like a sticker or something. You know, she says like those little stick-on earrings. So I picked it up and like, thank God it didn't go down the drain. It's my freaking emerald. And I looked at my ring. I was like, ah! Okay. My son he saw my Apple Watch and I was combing my daughter's hair in the morning and just like picks it up and drops it, shatters on the ground.
It
Cool.
does.
Cool. Yep, it did. That one did. Had to buy a new one. And then last week we went to the beach with our son and we get this call as we get there from our neighbor. He's like, "Hi, I'm assuming you're not home right now." I'm like, "No." He's like, "Okay, yeah, someone just ran over your mailbox." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So I get home. We live in the hills. There's a little tiny street on the side. So apparently this delivery truck that does like bath and bed remodeling was coming up and making that turn and for somehow clipped the mailbox. Now the mailbox is encased in rebar and concrete and then rocks with a sconce on top. The whole thing is demolished and is laying on the driveway, glass shattered everywhere, like the whole bit. So they're going to replace it, like they say they're going to, but they had to give us like a temporary mailbox because the mailman would not, even though the mailbox was on the ground, he was like, "I cannot deliver mail to your mailbox." I was like, "What's happening?" it just keeps, I'm like, I keep waiting for the third thing. And then when the fourth and fifth thing happened, I'm like, well, we're in a free for all now with Mercury. There's a free for all happening.
I don't even think it's Mercury. I think it's just 2020.
Yeah.
I think it's karma.
Karma. That's rude.
It's the truth.
Karma for what?
Where do I begin?
Darlings canceled the product.
I mean,
where we're at.
Yeah, that's.
Let's start with Hollywood Darlings, where you got it canceled.
That's the whole thing.
Wait, you guys. I was telling Christine before you came on, and I'm a little upset, and I just want to know why this has happened or why it hasn't happened. Is that you've had Christine on your pod, but you have not had me.
I know, we're dicks. We're dicks.
What are you gonna say?
It's not we're dicks. It's parents. He's not a he.
Okay, well, you should have me on to say why I'm not a parent.
We know why you're not a parent because we are one, and so we are very
a parent.
Exactly why you're not a parent.
Right.
Yeah,
that's really clear.
Yeah.
Right, because you can do whatever the fuck you want right now. You can do that. That's what you
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm coming out. I'm coming out to have a cigarette before I start my Chantix.
Have you ever listened to our podcast? Like, does our podcast make you be like, you know what I really want? Kids.
No, I don't. I've never listened to your podcast. I didn't know you had a podcast until Christine told me. I didn't know what was happening with you guys.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we've
we
been
don't
doing
know
that.
what's happening on our podcast anyways. That's great.
No, it really took it. Like we had. Okay, I'm gonna be honest though.
Yeah.
We had a semi-structure to our podcast, once
Right.
in probably the first two, and then it's just really kind of derailed from there. But really during COVID, once we started recording the podcast in our closets, I really feel like that's when we just went, it doesn't fucking matter. Who cares?
Yeah, deep dive.
Just right. People will listen to anything right now. So and
It's basically been our podcast for 100 episodes. People will listen to anything.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but by the way, we've already recorded our 100th episode, which I don't know if you're going to be on before or after it. We just pre-recorded it because the guest was available. I wanted you, Jodie, to be our 100th episode guest, but Christine refused. So
Well, it was the Hollywood Darlings bitterness. It's okay. I understand. I get it.
Yeah, just so much bitterness.
yeah.
No. She asked me. I said not if you're on it. So, and I felt like I had to get rid of you at the 100th episode.
Okay. All right. Well, get ready for your karma.
Oh my God! You know what? This motherfucker ran over your mailbox.
Now I know. Oh, it wasn't the Bed and Bath people at all, was it?
No, it was Allah, and that's
Yeah.
It was all planned.
he is the karma fairy. He's just going around delivering karma during COVID.
Have they released the final season of Fuller House yet?
Yeah. That came
Everything's up.
It's up and running.
out. June? I don't remember.
I think June.
Yeah, I think it was June. It was like mid-June. Yeah, so that came out. It did really well. We're still canceled, so it doesn't.
But you're not canceled because the show wasn't doing well. You're canceled because that's just a Netflix thing, or
Right, yeah,
that's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I mean, in all honesty, we wouldn't have been working right now anyways. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had any work?
I haven't. I mean, I've done a few things like shooting some stuff from home, but I mean, not much. There was an audition that I actually had to say no to this past weekend just because they were like, before you audition, you should know it requires you to be in Vancouver from November through April with no opportunity to leave, not even for holidays. You cannot have
right.
Not kids. If someone comes with you, they have to stay the whole time, or not the whole time, but they have to quarantine with you the whole thing. I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of the situation right now, but whatever,
It's Vancouver, Canada in general they're very, very strict. Yeah. And
I wouldn't want us coming over the border right now either.
no, I get it.
New Zealand was doing so well, and then this morning I saw that New Zealand has cases.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every place that's reopened has
well, and they don't know how they got them. They're contact tracing like right now. It's probably from New Zealanders that were locked out of the country that came back. So in
it was probably from Americans shooting in New Zealand.
They haven't been allowed to. So their borders.
I thought they opened production there.
I don't think they did.
They opened
I heard
for New Zealand,
yeah,
but
not
for New Zealand. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But there's some outbreak place in Australia too, and they think maybe they're connected, so they're trying to figure it out. But they just postponed their election by I think a month.
Wow.
Don't say that.
Don't
say that.
Don't say that out loud.
I know.
I mean,
it's all over the news today because he'll use it, but
yeah. Right. Yeah, it's kind of I had one audition, and I want to say it was back in like maybe May or probably late May. Came through, and it was for some show, and they're like, so this is a show that's all going to be filmed at all the actors' homes. Each actor will be filming individually. I guess they were going to have some kind of weird camera crew come in and set up cameras or lights or something, and then you would maybe leave and come back, and that's where you would film. I don't know how they were going to do it. Didn't get that far.
That was what they did for
the thing you do with Andrea,
the Fox Watch Party show.
Yeah.
They came in,
right.
Had cleaning crews come in, clean, set all the cameras and everything up. They did everything from outside in an RV on the day we shot, and then yeah.
But this was the funny thing. So this was like a scripted thing, and it was like roll. Young, hot, single Pilates instructor. I'm like,
perfect.
Okay, number one, young, hot, single. I'm not playing that one so much anymore. B, you're going to expect me to be that person in this show. I have 2 kids that can't be quiet. Like, filming a show like this would give me an anxiety attack. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for thinking of me, but I'm going to have to pass on this one. Plus, my hair was like gray and purple at the time.
Would just be like, what? Props? I don't know, like.
You just put them in the closet for a couple hours. It's fine.
Right. No, I was trying to, for like the first 2 months, I was doing some voiceover from home, and that started to become like the bane of my existence, because I would get through like a long sentence, and then a dog would bark, or the doorbell would ring, or a kid would cry, and I was like, ah! Like, I was like, everybody shut up. Yeah. It's been kind of hard.
Well, I know that they've resumed some of the housewife shows, like the reality stuff that they're doing.
Reality is a little different because I think I think there's just different rules, and also people are filming from their houses.
It's
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need as many people.
Are your kids gonna do school? How's the school thing working out?
Oh my God.
Does it start this week?
100% distance.
Yeah. B goes back to school Thursday of this week. And Zoe goes back the first week of September, and I'm dreading it just across the board.
Yeah,
of course.
My kids go back this week, and Harper starts high school this way. Just like such.
At least it's not senior year for them.
I know.
Yeah, and also I will say this: she got into this zoology program, and like all of the stuff, like the core curriculum, is like what she has to take. So it's like math, science, whatever. She doesn't care that she's not on campus. Like, she just wants to be able to go to the zoo campus later when she, like, for the last 2 years. And at least I don't have to worry about, like, dating. Like, all the, like, high school bullshit. I'm like, well.
Yeah, but isn't that regular high school bullshit important? Like, it
sure
sucks.
Yes.
But it's super important. There's a reason that it sucks across the board, and everyone goes, yeah, that was terrible, because it's kind of that way for everyone in it.
Well, I mean, I assume they'll still, like, be they'll have to figure out how to like flirt or talk on Zoom or text message, FaceTime. Like, I feel like that'll still happen. It'll just be, how do we get them to, like, do I allow her to go on like a social distance?
But I don't know though, because I know what the Zoom teachers are doing this semester is like they're teaching in the classroom and the kids are off. Like, the kids are not seeing it, like, so it's not as distracting.
Right.
Because I know in Zoe's class last year, one of the girls kept putting wigs on her hamsters or her guinea pigs and putting them up to the camera. So the teacher had to keep turning the camera off. And yeah,
that's kind of
funny. Oh my God.
That was the thing, is it was Zoe and her friend, like, just kept fucking around with their hamsters and guinea pigs. It was great. And I was like, that's so funny, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, the Harper's High School, they set up like like they ask them, oh, do you know anybody in this program? And then like if they did, they've made them little study groups together.
Oh, okay.
So they are like kind of potting a little bit, and then they've asked like, oh, if you're in the study group and you're in range of being able to see each other, please quarantine away from each other for that amount of time so you guys can actually pot up and work.
Right.
So I know she's doing that with one of her friends, and I think maybe like there's another one. Which
Zoe has a few friends that live close by that she'll be in school with. So it's, there's no easy answer. It's going to be shitty. Everyone's going to be stressed out. They're not going to want to do their work. And their schedules are insane.
Yeah, they're insane.
That's what I've heard.
Like, on Zoom from like 8 a.m. to 2:15 p.m.
It's crazy.
With like, breaks and an hour lunch break. I'm like,
I know.
You think these kids are going to do Zoom for 4.5 hours? Yeah, right.
I'm curious.
Zoom for 4 hours.
No, I'm curious how, like, their eyesight, all that, like sitting at a computer that long and like that kind of stuff is going to affect them, I mean, like my roommates, but
fucking TikTok all summer anyway. I'm not really, that's
right. Yeah.
I know, but like staring at a screen, my roommate started working at a new job during COVID, and his training and everything was at a laptop here. He's in Lake Arrowhead now because he was set up in the kitchen. I was like, dude, I got to cook and eat and do laundry and things, it was very distracting. But he said it's the worst situation because their bosses expect more because they're at home. They think they have all the time in the world.
Forget it.
Yeah, I just told her the other day, I was like, you have to put limits on clients and like have hours. And that's the thing is I think we all feel guilty about it. Like I know, I have been an anxiety-ridden, depressed mess off and on for many of these months. Yeah. So there have been days when I'm like, I cannot bring myself to respond to an email because answering more than one question feels completely overwhelming.
Yeah.
But you do feel like, oh my God, but what a lazy piece of shit am I because I'm just home. Like I'm home, I'm doing it. But it's really hard to find that, that work-life balance.
Yeah.
I finally made it so after Jodie got on me about it, and thank you for that because I did need to hear it. Like I finally made it so that my phone goes silent at a certain time and then turns on. Like I get back messages at a certain time, and then I favorited all of my clients. And I wrote a little message that only goes to the favorited clients if they write me after hours. And it says,
that's smart.
I'm not responding right now. Please leave a message. If this is an emergency, call 911. Like I did like the whole, counselor thing. And nobody, they haven't complained about it. But because really they text me like around the clock. And I constantly am like, I shouldn't write back. But then I'm like, but they know I'm here. Like,
I know.
Like,
no, that's really good. I mean,
like, I shouldn't write back. You're always like, oh my God, everyone needs me. I'm like, bitch, calm down.
I know. I don't.
It's hard.
Oh my God.
I think this is like
It's true. She does have stuff.
We were in we talked about that a little bit the other night. Brandon's been getting a lot of clients. He has like 2 new ones today. He's got like 3 more at the end of the week. In some ways, I think it's really good that people are putting themselves into therapy and getting help that they need, because I think we've all probably had time to sit with ourselves and to have to ride through varying levels of anxiety during this, fear, anger, all the stuff, right? My friend calls it the Corona coaster, which is, I think, pretty accurate.
I like that.
The up and downs. But I said even to him, I'm like, don't become like an emotional dumpster for everyone else when you're in that field. Yeah. When you're in that field, you have to be really careful.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, but I don't know. All of the Corona stuff on top of the fucking election coming up and just the insanity.
It's a nightmare.
It's a fucking nightmare.
And remember those memes in 2020 that everything was on a weekend and on a time? Yeah, fuck that.
Like, we're waiting for the fucking asteroid at this point.
Well, I was talking to a friend of mine on the East Coast who lives in New York, and, Cuomo he does his briefings pretty much daily and the whole bit. And I was saying, what's crazy is that we know nothing in LA. Like, I have no idea what's happening. Like, I don't know, is there a certain amount of people, like percentage that they want to get to that they're going to reopen this or I have no timeline whatsoever. I don't know when am I going to a bar again? Like, when is that happening?
You're not. We're going to go into lockdown again. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't yet, but that's what
I went to Florida for a month and a half.
Oh, Jesus. Why'd you do that?
And Well, my uncle had passed away, so I have the antibodies, so I felt safe about going, even though I was wearing masks and the whole bit. And I was so curious about travel, like what are the planes gonna be like? What's the airports like? Like I was like, I'm gonna do this, like I'm going. So I just bought a one-way ticket and then knew I was no rush to get back. So I was like, I'll figure it out. When I got to Florida, it was like a pandemic never existed. It was the scariest, weird, creepiest thing. I would literally go into a restaurant bar where they would temperature check you, and I'm like, hey guys, the temperature has nothing to do with it because my roommate was asymptomatic, didn't have one symptom, and had corona. I go, this is ridiculous. And I would, like, some employees weren't wearing masks.
Yeah, no.
I was the only one wearing masks, and I was wearing my light up mask, so people were like wanting one. I'm like, 'cause I'm trying to make masks fun. I have a mask for everything. And so anyways, I was freaking out. By the end of the month, I was like, I got to get back into quarantine. Like I need the quarantine. Like I'm too relaxed.
Yes.
I'm way too relaxed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe what it was like down there.
He was sending me pictures of just like full bars, like full of people crowded together. And he's in the middle, just like this. His friend took it. It's like a panoramic. And he's just in the middle in this light up mask.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's just
Like, what's happening?
I can't. I mean, I went to an outdoor gathering yesterday. There was 8 people there. We were all distanced the entire time. Nobody went inside. And I got home and had like a fucking panic attack. Like I was like, I am slowly becoming agoraphobic.
See, I'm just trying to by like licking every 5th person that walks by and just be like, you know what? Let's just see what happens.
As long as you don't lick me, that's fine.
Oh, good. You're like my toddler.
Right.
My toddler who just wants to lick everything. Today, I looked over. He had his shoes on his hands.
Masks all the time.
Yeah. No, I wear masks.
He was doing this.
Yeah. Oh, the touching the face. Yeah.
Oh, he put his shoes on his hands and started to do this, and I was like,
which is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime, ever.
Having a toddler during a pandemic and going anywhere is so anxiety inducing. I can't even tell you. It's like at one point my daughter was like, look, my Band-Aid came off. And then my son took it and like tried to put it in his mouth. And I was like, and that's within our family. Like,
right. You're like, Dad, don't eat other people's Band-Aids. That's just.
No. And I don't think you probably don't even remember what it's like.
I never thought I'd say this. Please take your sister's Band-Aid out of your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Even like washing a toddler's hands, you can't even get them under there for 10 seconds, let alone 20. You're like they're like,
yeah.
Like trying to wash.
How do you get your kids to wear masks?
Staples.
Staples? It's a good idea, actually. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually a good idea. Like Christine, seriously, like Georgia will wear it. Masks for her, right?
I have all kinds of different. That's the thing. It's all about the patterns and the different kinds, and so she'll do it. Although now that it's so hot, she gets like, "Mommy, it's too hot." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I don't want to tell you, girlfriend. That's it. Then we got to get back in the car and go home." Like,
has Alaa gotten her a light up mask since he's on the mission of making masks fun again?
No, but I did find some really cute kids masks that I'm gonna be distributing to the families. I'm like all about the mask. I want people to wear the fucking mask. I look so much better with a mask. You know, this is like my evening wear mask, right? I have my protest mask. I have my my picnic gingham mask.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Everyone needs a good gingham.
Yeah. For gardening or hay rides.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is when I go horseback riding.
Nice.
Which is
this
never.
Is for my white. This is for my P. Diddy white party mask. You know.
Hamptons. Yeah, for the Hamptons.
Yeah, Hamptons. Yeah. This is like for my stargazing. You know.
I like that one.
I like that.
My workouts. This is all jersey. It's so comfy.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, Alaa, the jersey masks are not any good.
I don't care. It's about fashion for me. It's style before comfort. Okay.
No. That they don't protect you from anything. That they don't.
I gave plasma, guys. I donated the plasma.
But if it's over like 4 months, you could get it again.
I'm on month 5.
So
Yes,
you're
you can get it
exactly. So you
again.
can get it again.
You can get COVID
I
twice.
just got my antibody test again. I've had
Oh,
3.
you still
I
have
still
it?
got them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
That's what, man.
Christ.
Stop yelling at
I'm a-
us.
Right? All of a sudden, the person trying to keep everyone safe is like, "Don't yell at me!
Come
I'm
on.
wearing the mask."
My God, you're so judgy with the mask.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to help you.
This is why kids don't wear masks, because of people like you.
Oh my God.
And this is how every good Facebook argument starts.
That's right.
This is also why you're not on
Speaking
the podcast.
Oh God, Christine, are you gonna go there?
speaking of Facebook,
Hit it.
So I personally,
Oh boy.
I
boy.
people really have come after you hard, Jodie.
Yeah.
And
Oh, they
have? Why?
Big time.
I'm not
It's
as
not
my
Facebook,
Facebook.
it's Instagram.
My Instagram, the death threats and the, accusations of being in support of child sex trafficking and all this stuff that I get is
Oh, it's
really
insane.
astounding.
I mean, it's come after
What are
me
you
too,
talking
but-
about?
Yeah.
For what?
Because I'm very vocal in my Black Lives Matter support, in my protesting fascism and against Trump and all this stuff. I'm very politically active, and so because of
Good.
that, I have I've made the lists of like the troll farms and stuff on the right. That they have all these like Reddit lists of celebrities that are to go after and just.
Well, I was
So
telling Christina,
I don't fucking care.
No, that's not true.
I just ignore it.
She responds in the nicest, like most
passive aggressive,
educated way, where she's like, "Here's a resource. Here's this. Here's that." And then I read her stuff, and then someone calls her something shitty, and I come in and I'm like, "Hey, go fuck yourself and hope your dick drops off." You
No,
piece of shit.
sometimes
And
I
she's
do.
like,
I
"All
just
right."
laugh at people. I go, "Oh, you're a sad, angry
You
little
do do
man,
that.
aren't you?"
But I'll
I
just
find
get
condescension really, really gets them.
gross. Yeah, you're really
Yeah,
good.
but they're all trolls. They're just, I got to experience a
The ones
little.
that I know are like actual trolls where it's like they have 0 posts and like follow
Right.
400 people but have 30 followers. I restrict them because then you can still see the comments. They still think they're commenting, but they don't know that nobody else can see it. So I just do it that way.
Which is nice. You flipped some people though, I have to say. Like I watch closely. There have been people that come at you, and then when you're arguing points and you're doing it really well, and you're like, go check out this or go check out that. There have been at least 3 people that have come back. I've watched them do it and been like, oh, I didn't see it from that point. I thank you for giving me that. Now
Totally.
I get that more.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like, we live in a time that I think it's important to stand up for what you believe in. And I think it's always important to stand up for what's right. There's always going to be people that disagree. This is our great right? As to live in America and to have a free voice. So it's almost like you have to know that like whatever you say is going to be met with derision, ridicule, condemnation. I mean, I've experienced a lot of the same things, not to probably the degree, because I don't have as many followers. But I look at and I'm sure other people feel this way. I look at your Instagram and I find it very helpful. I find it very guiding. I'm like, oh, that's a great post. Like, thank God she's posting that. I will definitely check that out. Didn't know that protest was happening. Cool. Can follow these people too. So it's like, I think the good that comes out of it always outweighs the negative.
Yeah, that's my goal, like to just kind of provide information and educate people. And look, I know that there's a lot of people out there that are gonna call me all kinds of things, and I really don't fucking care at all. So cool.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot worse than someone name calling me on Instagram.
And also you're a person who your actions speak louder, that like you are doing what you're saying you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where you're not just all talk.
No,
Yeah.
She's out there.
Yeah, I've been out there, protesting almost every weekend and heading out to some stuff this weekend.
Let me know. I'll come. I have the antibodies.
Come on that September.
And the masks.
Yes.
And the masks. I'll bring us some masks. No, I signed up to volunteer for the polls, because I figured if hopefully I'll have antibodies by then, they're going to need people like me to work them. That so like little things. Well, I don't care who you vote for, just fucking vote. And I want to make sure that you can vote. So I'm going to show up and do that if they'll accept.
That's a great idea, because if you think about it, every time that I've gone to vote, polls are usually run by retirees.
Yeah. Right.
People who are older, who don't have another job. They can have the time to volunteer, but a lot of those people would be at risk in an age group that's at risk. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing.
I might follow your lead on that, and
I'll send you the link.
Please do, because I'm willing to do that. At this point, people are. My mom freaks out every time I go protesting, but I've been
masked. You have hand sanitizer.
True, but but she also worries about. I was at a protest a couple weeks ago, and a dude tried to drive his car through our crowd, and nearly hit some people. And we've had bear repellent sprayed on people. I've turned my car into an ambulance. I've had we've had some really wild and crazy shit. A tear gas shot at us, rubber bullet shot at us. Being kettled in the streets in downtown. All kinds of stuff. But for me at this point, it's just worth it to me. I'm going to be out there as safely as I can be. I bring a pack with medical supplies, hand sanitizer, extra masks, extra gloves, first aid kits, all kinds of stuff.
You put in your pocket with your name and
I always put my name, phone number, emergency contacts in my pocket in case anything like that happens. I try to be safe when I go out, but right now for me, it's my absolute focus. And so as hard as it's been, we were talking about not working, it sucks and I hate it. And, it's frustrating, but at the same time, it's given me an opportunity and time to go out and do things that I really believe in my personal life and be much more vocal about that. So I kind of look at it as being able to have thrown my energy in from one thing I love into another thing I love that's super important. And I've got this awesome little gang of people that we've gotten together that go out protesting in the minivan. There's 9 of us that cram in the thing, and we wind up, we just put all kinds of supplies and signs and bullhorns and all this shit in the car, loaded up. And, at the end of the day, we wind up taking people back that got stranded, or, girls that are by themselves protesting. We make sure they get home. There's a lot of
That's
stuff.
Great.
I've been working with
amazing.
Refuse fascism and doing a lot of stuff. Yeah. So, and I know, I'm definitely pretty far left. And so I realize that most people are not quite that, and I'm fine with that. I mean, even the RevComs at this point are look, we usually don't participate in voting, but a protest vote is a vote for Trump. So vote, Yeah. So yeah. If the communists are telling you to vote at this point, we know how bad it's gotten.
Right.
That's how bad it's gotten. Yeah.
That was part 1 of 2 with Jodie Sweetin and Celia Behar. We'll be back next week with part 2 for some more political talk and what we've been doing with our families during this pandemic. Stay safe, everyone, and make sure you vote. Catch you next week.